John Bresnahan, Capitol Hill Bureau Chief for Politico, joins us now. John, so much going on in Capitol Hill today. What was your sense of how the new Congress did on day one?
Well, beyond the ethics issue, which was a huge blow up earlier in the day, it was a pretty normal start of the day. I mean, this is unified government. Republicans have control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. And they've vowed a very broad agenda once President-elect Trump is sworn into office a couple weeks from now. They're going to repeal Obamacare. They're going to cut taxes. They're going to reduce federal regulation. They've got a very aggressive agenda. So, I mean, they're vowing to come in and get things done, and we'll see. Today, it was an upbeat day for them, beyond this ethics issue, which was a huge problem. But we'll see, how they move forward and whether they can do anything in a bipartisan fashion at all.
On that ethics reversal, John, give us a sense of what changed in the last few hours with Republicans backtracking on their efforts to reform the Ethics Committee. Was it just the president-elect's tweet? Was it the blowback from both sides of the aisle? Was it the press?
I think it was a combination of all those. It didn't help Republican leaders at all who were opposed to this, that Trump was tweeting about it. I mean, he has, 18 million followers who are pretty passionate about issues, and when he tweets something, they respond. I think there was on the press, they were getting killed in the press. I mean, the first thing they do in the new Congress is gut the ethics office, or gut one of the only independent ethics watchdog for the House. I mean, that's a ridiculous move by them. The press was killing them. They were getting a flood of phone calls. All the outside groups were ginning up phone calls to members. So the calls were running, 10, 15, 20 to 1 against what they'd done. Listen, members respond to that. And they also know that if they had voted for this, as they had done it, they would be facing, in 2018, they'd be facing campaign ads saying, the first thing Congresswoman X or Congressman X did was vote to gut ethics rules. So, I mean, they knew this was a bad issue politically. They mishandled it. They had to retreat. Maybe they can deal with it over the summer, but we'll have to see.
Republicans have made it very clear they want to repeal Obamacare. Any details on how that might look like and what they plan to implement instead?
Well, not a lot of details on what they're going to implement instead, but they're going to start the process next week. The Senate will take up a budget resolution, it's called, that will begin the process of repealing Obamacare. Then the Senate will pass that. That will move to the House. They'll pass that. That will give them the authority to actually go ahead and do it. They're going to have to it's a several-step process in a legislative fashion to actually do this. So they don't have a bill to replace it yet. They have begun, or they're about to begin, the mechanism to get rid of it. So they know how they're going to get rid of it. They don't know how they're going to replace it right now.
And John, we know that President Obama will be talking to Democrats on the Hill tomorrow. What do you think he's going to say, and what does the Democratic front look like? How are they going to counter this?
Well, listen, President Obama, he knows that Democrats only have limited power. They are in the minority in the House and the Senate. They can block some of what happens in the Senate in terms of legislation. They can use the filibuster to stop it, but they can't in the House. They can't stop anything. I think Obama will tell Democrats, listen, Obamacare clearly in his view, needs to be fixed, not repealed, that they need to personalize this. They need to make Republicans, it's at such a high political price for Republicans for repealing this, that they'll back away from them. They need to scare the Republicans. And, swing state Republicans in the House and Senate, whether or not they can force them to back away from any effort to repeal it. You also have Vice President-elect Pence will be here tomorrow as well to rally Republicans. So you're going to have the other side of the coin saying, you're going to have the incoming administration saying, look, Obamacare is so unpopular. We've got to get rid of it. Then we can fix it. Then we can fix the American healthcare system.
All right, Politico's John Bresnahan. Thank you so much, John. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.